Hello and namaste. In continuation with the complex variables, we'll be going ahead with the same Mellon-Thomson method, but wherein we will discuss when the function has been given to me as u minus v. So determine the analytic function f of z u plus iv such that u minus v is given by this function, where f of pi by 2 has been given to us as 3 minus I by 2. So that is what this is the value. This value will be taking or making use of to find out the value of c. So it's like a particular solution we'll be finding out at this particular pi by 2. The procedure will remain the same, but before that, as we have been given here the u minus v as the part of this analytic function, that means given as a combination. So we have to discuss something else which is very important. So f of z is u plus I. Actually, it's a I here. It's iv, right? And I times f of z is nothing but iu minus v, right? So what we have done, this is f of z is u plus iv, what they have given us. And we have just multiplied that function with I. So we have got iu minus v. So if we'll do that, so if we'll add both of them, what will happen? It is 1 minus 1 plus I f of z is equals to u minus v plus I times u plus v. Now this will give me f of z is equals to, so please note the changes. Here the function has been asked us as a small f of z, wherein we are considering here after this addition of these two functions, steps here, we have taken it as capital F of z, which is equals to capital U plus I times v. What is it? This is nothing but capital F of z is 1 plus I times f of z. Capital U is u minus v and capital V is u plus v. So these are the changes what we have made it. So what we have done, instead of making this f of z as a single function, because we have to add it and we want this u minus v or u plus v into the picture. And that is the reason we have said that u minus v, we have got it, but that is the real part of it. This u minus v is the real part of 1 plus I times f of z. And that 1 plus I times f of z, we have set it as capital F of z. So we have constructed a small notation over here, that is 1 plus I f of z as capital F of z, and u minus v is capital U, and u plus v as capital V, right? And now we could say that this u minus v, small u minus v is nothing but capital U, and this is what we can now treat the same thing what we have done it when the u part is given, when the real part of the analytic function is given, when the imaginary part of analytic function is given, and so on. So there is no change in other functions, but we have to note it down, this particular thing. And whenever we have got the question, you have got the question something like this, you have to show this particular steps. These steps you need to show in your paper to get the full marks, right? Because the examiner should understand what exactly you have taken this capital U, what is your f of z, and so on. So now this is u minus v. So the same thing we have to do it. U with respect to x, we have to do it. Now this is u by v rule. We are differentiating x with respect, sorry, u with respect to x. At that time my y will remain constant. So this is cos hyperbolic y in minus cos of x as it is into differentiation of the numerator. As I have told you, e to the power y is a constant. So I'll have to do the differentiation with these two functions only, which is sin of x plus cos of x minus this e to the power y minus cos of x plus sin of x will remain as it is into differentiation of the denominator, which will give me sin of x, and the product of the, or you can say the square of the denominator is here, which is nothing but u by v rule. Please follow the previous session so that you will understand the differentiation u by v rule. Then the same thing we have done it, differentiating u with respect to y, keeping our x constant. So at that time, this denominator as it is into differentiation of the numerator, as this cos of x and sin of x, both of them are the functions of x, they will be going to be 0 as the differentiation, whereas we will just get the integration, differentiation of e to the power y, which I have written it over here. Then minus this numerator as it is into differentiation of the denominator with respect to y would give us sin hyperbolic y, and the square of the denominator in the denominator itself. Okay, then what will happen here? Then f dash of z is dou u upon dou x plus I times dou v upon dou x. Please note the changes. I'm doing the differentiation of capital F of z, and therefore capital U and capital V will come into the picture. then this is nothing but using the CR equations, because the u is been given to us, we don't know. That is the reason we have changed it using the CR equations of this dou v upon dou x as minus of dou u upon dou y. We have kept the values over here. After that, very simple and very important step to will come here, that is putting x is equals to z, y is equals to 0. So whenever we have got the function sine of y kind of function, that time it will move to 0, right? Now if you'll observe here, in this second we don't have it here anything with respect to that the y, but here yeah. So if you'll observe here, this is a y, so it will move to 0. Something here in this first function, no, we don't have anything with this sine y or sine hyperbolic y, something like that. And therefore if you'll observe, sin z plus cos z into 1 minus cos of z. Why 1? Because this cos hyperbolic y will move to 0 when y is 0. Similarly, this will also move to 1 when y is 0. This will also move to 1. This will also move to 1 when my y is equals to 0. And that is what we have written it here. 1 minus cos of z plus sin z into sin z upon 1 minus cos of z the square, minus I times 1 minus cos of z minus 1 minus cos of z plus sin z into 0. Because of this 0, everything will move to 0 except this first, right? And therefore we will have it here. If we'll just combine everything and just do the simplification and multiplication over here, we will get something like this. We'll see it in the next step. So this is nothing but, so this entire thing will move to cos of z, because if you observe here, sin z cos of z minus plus, so over here will go off. Then here cos square z minus sin square z will give me 1. So that is what 1 I have written it here over here. Something else will also move. No. So what will happen here? This is sin z. So this is plus sin z. This is minus sin z will also move to 0, or they will cancel each other. So we'll remain here with cos of z. Minus, as I have told you, this and this in combination and adding, we will get it minus 1, and minus of this will come here. Similarly, so after just by simplification, we will get it something like this. So minus of I, so 1 plus I upon 1 minus cos of z will give me this. So minus of 1 plus I upon 2 times. So 1 minus cos of z can be written as 2 times sin square z by 2. Then integrating with respect to z. So if you'll observe here, after putting x is equals to z and y is equals to 0, we have got this as the function, right? This as the f dash of z. Now we are integrating that f dash of z with respect to z. After integrating, we will get it f of z rather than to write down f dash of z here. So integration of minus 1 plus I upon this dz, which will give me minus of 1 plus I upon 2 integration sec square z by 2, which will give me minus of I plus 1 upon 2 into minus of 2 cot of z by 2 plus c, which will give us minus will go off, this 2 will go off, and I'll remain here with 1 plus I cot of z by 2 plus c. But this is our capital F of z, but we are not interested in capital F of z. We are interested in small f of z. That is what they have asked us in the question. So this is just a bridge, we have used it. So this is capital F of z is equals to capital U plus I times capital V. We have used this function as a bridge just to reach to this one f of small f of z using u minus v, right? And therefore 1 plus I f of z. So we have just replaced f of z as 1 plus I f of z, which is equals to this side, which is here 1 plus I cot of z by 2 plus c. And after, so okay, so why this, there is one more condition it's been given. So actually, in fact, this is what is the function, we can say that. But as we have to find out the value at particular value, because they have asked us, f of pi by 2 has been given to us. So that means what it is expected from us, that we have to find out the value of this c using this initial condition. So that is what we are doing it. So now putting z equals to pi by 2 both the sides. So if I were to put f of pi by 2 here, they have been given me the value as 3 minus I upon 2, and this as it is. So every z been replaced as pi by 2. So after putting every z as pi by 2, I'll be getting it here as c is equals to 2 plus I minus I. So if you'll observe this, just you have to put the values over here, arrange the terms, and you will get this, the value of c is equals to 1. If the value of c equals to 1, we are taking this value and putting it up here. So f of z is cot of z by 2 plus 1 upon 1 plus I, which will give me cot of z by 2 plus 1 minus I by 2, right? Because I'm just doing this 1 upon 1 plus I, I'm taking it into the numerator by, so this is nothing but we can, actually this has been done as the multiplication by conjugate of the things. So you will get this as the answer. So if you observe this, this will give me here 1 minus I upon 2 as the this constant term you can see here, and that is what we have got this as the answer. So this is the way you have to find, you can find out the value of c. Actually this c is nothing but the constant of integration, and for to find out that constant of integration we need some initial condition, and they have given at the value of the function at z equals to pi by 2, and we have got this answer at the value z equals to pi by 2. If the value of z is been changed at any by some other value, definitely the answer will change. Answer will be, there will be a change in the value of c. Other rest of the things will be as it is. Yeah. Okay. Then this is the self-observation slide wherein we have got u minus v. So I have given you in the self-observation slide as u minus v type of 2 questions wherein the answer is also given to you. If at all you have any query, please write me in the comment section so I can address those questions. Yeah. Thank you. Happy learning.